twisting a waxed mustache, with a monocle black top hat, a bit of the bitter, sardonic, and comical common bad guy broadcast. Set in the western desert sun, outside of a loud saloon, the creak of the doors dies in the noise like the sun in the dusty room. The step of a silhouette is shaded again and proves to be none other than he, suit is pressed. Impressive. Betcha there's diamonds up in the sleeves. I let him settle himself with a pint of whatever I got in the kettle and got the Remington ready, and back at the bar cause already a couple of regulars setting unsteady or stretching a neck to inspect for weapons, a wallet, a watch. He's probably packing a pocket protector, a proper despicable uppity twat. He sips and licks his lips, gets it 2 bits and skips the tip. Struts up to the table a stud and sits, silver is traded for chips. Shit. Boots and spurs, horse at the hitch, Deputy heard he was up in the mix, and he's itching to ratchet a cuff to the wrist, and he's strapped with a 44 caliber kiss. He's all hollering up the posse, got us an outlaw out on the property of the government now, we're gonna pursue the due rebuke to human atrocity. Shoot him and drag his body around, leaving it out to the middle of town, so rally a crowd of the kiddies and biddies and giddy up too, we're running him down. I'm not the type of barkeep who sleeps by shutting down both of his eyes. The train is due at 1:45. If dude isn't on it, then I'll be surprised. He drains his glass, collects his tax, and mentions in passing me by, "Hey, isn't it strange? Wouldn't you say that little Miss May didn't stop to say hi?" And then poof, he's up and out of the back to the clatter of horses scattering after the crack of a shiny new 65 Derringer I might have mentioned he probably had. The first horse, of course, he ran right to death. Parallel course, no right to left, right up next to the westbound tracks where a well-bound redhead fights for breath. He delights a sec at the sight of such a salty little wench trussed up, because he doesn't trust her much, she might muss it up, so he chuckles and he mounts that buttercup, the second horse. Because there's a ridge above the bridge where he tumbles some rocks. It'll be just enough to bring the puffing engine to a stop. He'll board with the bag of the cash from the banks that he and Miss May had robbed. She'll meet him on the train when it pulls out of town. They'll wave toodaloo to the cops. Full stop.